Is the Topps company up for sale? Is there a new baseball card movie coming out? Stay tuned to the first episode of Around the Hobby, and we'll talk about it. What's up, everybody? Snoop12922, and this is the first episode of a new series I'm calling Around the Hobby. It's just the news, information that's going on around the card collecting universe. Primarily, I'm going to focus on baseball and football, only because that's what I collect is baseball, and I know a lot of people out there that collect football. So if you want basketball, if you want soccer, MMA, wrestling, anything else, leave a comment below, let me know, and I will add it to it. Also, let me know what you think about this series. I had to temporarily kill the series of your coolest card simply because a lot of the card shows do not want cameras in there, and I got to honor their requests. I'm not trying to get a trespassing charge. So, after talking with several people in the YouTube community, they said go for it and let's see how everybody likes it. Well, the first thing I wanted to talk about is the big news that's sort of rocking the hobby right now. Topps. Is it for sale? Well, let's look back at Topps and see really all about this company. Topps was actually founded in 1938 as a candy company, and Topps soon realized that they could package their candy with cards and sell a lot more, make a lot more money. Well, this was fine, but in 2007, Topps sold out to two investment firms, Madison Dearborn Partners and Tarante Company. Now, you may have heard of Tarante Company because that's the former investment firm of former Disney CEO Michael Eisner. So you know if they're involved, it's money that's going to be made. Now, Topps is still a major candy maker. They own Bazooka Bubblegum, Ring Pop, Push Pop, Baby Bottle Pop, and Juicy Drop Pop. Now, the candy side of Topps actually contributes most of the money to their $40 million profit. But what's most likely going to happen if they go along with this sale, if they do sell the company, I think that they'll split the company in two, the trading card side and then the candy side. They can get more money for that. Now, the company overall right now is valued at $400 million. The problem is the MLB license is getting ready to expire in 2020. That comes back up. Remember, I said the company got bought in 2007 by two investment firms. Since that firm has bought the company, nothing good has really came from Topps. They don't have the NHL or NHLPA license. That's exclusively to Upper Deck. In 2009, they lost their NBA license. That's gone. And in 2015, they lost the NFL license. So, as investors, while the company is still high, sell it while it's high. Anything can happen and they could lose that MLB license. Also, if they do sell it, I would look for Panini or Fanatics to get it. Fanatics has a lot of money just sitting on the side right now, and they can easily take that part of the company over. But to read more on this, go to Bloomberg Financial. They did a little story on this with much more detail about everything. Now, for all the guys out there that do collect vintage, you know, when you put your money in vintage cards, because vintage cards are a little bit more expensive, you want to make sure you're keeping your money. Not everybody's out for the profit, but we're spending a lot of money in cards overall. Now, PWCC, which is the auction house everybody knows from being on eBay and other places, they actually have a financial division, and it's called PWCC Financial. Now, PWCC Financial recently compared 500 vintage card sales to the S&P 500 over a series of 10 years just to see how they stacked up. Now, Bob Bertrand and the guys over at GoGTS Distribution recently did a story about this that I think is pretty interesting. So, here's that story.
In a previous episode of Hobby Happenings, we introduced you to Brett Huggins, CEO of PWCC Marketplace, the largest seller of investment-grade trading cards with $50 million in annual revenue. You might also remember that in one of our previous shows, we introduced you to a trading card investment index called the PSA 15. Well, now comes the PWCC Top 500 Card Index. It is the most comprehensive trading card index ever assembled and is based on the 500 most valuable trading cards. This chart shows how the PWCC Top 500 is stacked up against the S&P 500 in percentage change over the past 10 years. Using sales compiled by the indispensable vintage card prices, the chart includes cards ranging from a 1916 Sporting News Babe Ruth to a 1954 Topps Hank Aaron rookie. The first thing that jumps out is that cards held their own during the depths of the Great Recession from 2007 to 2009. PWCC's CEO recently told Dave Seidemann of Forbes in a recent interview, quote, people sold stocks but didn't want to sell their cards because there's an emotional connection they can't always get back. Cards have proven to be an appreciating asset even in market downturns. The second takeaway is that the card market is self-correcting. The major dip in the summer of 2016, shown on the chart, resulted from a group of speculators who created a bubble by each spending $1 million on trading cards. Since late 2017, card prices have stabilized. In this bar chart, Huggins traces the return on investment of his PWCC 500 index versus the S&P 500. The two bars in orange show that over the past 10 years, cards have soared 150% compared to 92% for the S&P 500. The two bars in blue illustrate that same stat over 5 years, with cards jumping 138%, S&P stocks overall 86%. However, Seidemann was sure to add, of course, there's no proof, and certainly not from analysis of just 10 years, that cards will continue to outperform stocks in the future.
Other news that's going on, because a lot of us buy cards sight unseen, you can't really touch them because you're buying them off the internet. Fake cards have led to a Nebraska man going to prison. Thomas Martin Beatty Jr. is facing fraud and money laundering charge after a grand jury handed down a 5-count indictment. Beatty is accused of selling fake cards on eBay. He was selling as graded originals, reprints of the 52 Topps Mickey Mantle, the 1957 Mickey Mantle, 1965 Joe Namath rookie, and a 1957 Bill Russell, selling all of these as original cards. A Massachusetts buyer paid $117,500 for these fake cards. Beatty was indicted for mail fraud, wire fraud, 2 counts of money laundering, and possession of counterfeit obligations. Also, in Beatty's history, on October 24th, he was charged with possession of counterfeit 20s, 50s, and $100 bills. Now, for more on this story, you need to go to Sports Collectors Daily, or you can go to the Lincoln Journal-Star. Go to their website, and they have full write-up on it. Now, the big thing I also led into is there a card collecting movie coming out? Well, the answer is yes. This new movie is called Jack of All Trades, and the movie was just screened this weekend at the CineQuest Film Festival in San Jose, California. Now, I've not heard any word on the response to from the crowd on this movie. What I do think is this movie is going to be interesting. And enough about me. Let's take a look at the official trailer for this movie.
My generation was the last to grow up without the internet. We didn't have smartphones, laptops, or reality TV. We had baseball cards.
In the late 80s, early 90s, there was something like 10,000 baseball card shops in the United States.
My dad, Jack, had opened a baseball card store called Sluggers, and by 1990, there were 11 locations.
Your father was like the king of this hobby. Everybody went to Jack.
I remember stories of my dad going through his stuff and finding like $1 million treasures. Maybe that will happen to me.
What do I bring up every time you come in?
These boxes.
I'm just excited to crack them open and see what's in there.
They're in mint condition.
Probably worth a fortune.
It almost seemed like overnight the industry happened.
We went from $3 million a year to almost $150 million a year for for 7 straight years.
The 89 Upper Deck Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card. It changed the game.
It just sparked a frenzy. So it's like printing $20 bills, $50 bills, $100 bills. It was a $400 case cost. And as soon as somebody got it, it was worth $1,000.
People were going to Price Club and Costco, buying everything off the rack and putting it in the garage.
If I hold on to this thing for 30 years, nobody's going to have one. It's going to be the only one, and that didn't happen.
There was an artificial bubble of value.
I don't understand. My dad told me, put these away. Someday they'll be worth something.
I have never, ever seen any proof of is that Upper Deck was creating sheets of just Griffey rookies.
Once again, not criminal enterprise, but it might as well have been.
This is part of the story.
Is it?
Well, that's why Daddy left.
I came here to relive the happy memories, not a Jerry Springer episode.
To the outside world, we look like we had the best life. On the inside, it wasn't so great.
All of a sudden, one day, we just got told that he was getting out of the business.
He was convinced that something had happened in the industry.
I traded the cases for the store.
That was pretty much the day everything changed. He left and so did cards.
Father, I haven't seen him in 20 years either.
Neither have I. This journey started with me trying to find out what happened to those cards, and now it's kind of turned into, I'm trying to find him.
Your dad's in Toronto.
I talked to him.
Shut up.
I can't believe what happened next.
Wait till you grow up and you can look for me.
Now, I have not heard anything else about this movie. There has been no release date set yet or anything, whether it's going to go straight to video or what's going to happen with it. But as soon as I find out, I will let you guys know. Now, there's a lot I did not get into because I don't want to make this video super, super long. But for those of you that are buying a lot of new products, I'm just going to cover this really quick. I'm not even going to flash up a bunch of different things. 2018 Topps Opening Day is coming out Wednesday, March 14th. You can pick up a box of Opening Day for $28.95 a box. Leaf Memorabilia Treasury releases Friday, March 16th. $509.95 a box. And 2018 Panini Stars and Stripes Baseball releases Friday, March 16th. I could not find a price anywhere on any site for those boxes to let you guys know what they're selling for. Maybe Panini's pushing back the date. I don't know. Anyway, guys, that's it for this episode of Around the Hobby, the very first episode. So tell me, what do you guys think? Should I cover more things? Should I do a little bit more? Should I add basketball in? Should I add hockey in? I need comments. If I should even continue this series, what do you guys think overall? If you're new, welcome. I'll welcome all comments. But anyway, guys, I've got to go. See you later. Peace. Stay blessed. I'm out.
Little boy in a baseball hat stands in the field with his ball and bat. Says, I am the greatest player of them all. Puts his bat on his shoulder and he tosses up his ball. And the ball goes up and the ball comes down. Swings his bat all the way around. The world's so still you can hear the sound. The baseball falls to the ground.